Coffee is the world's second largest traded commodity, second only to petroleum. Such a popular drink has quite a journey to reach our morning cup.
Did you know that coffee was originally a food? East African tribes would mix coffee berries with fat, which resulted in little energy-rich power balls.
Dating back to around 800 AD, legend has it that shepherds first discovered coffee in Ethiopia when they noticed goats behaving strangely after eating coffee berries.
There are two main types of coffee crops, Arabica and Robusta. Arabica beans are more expensive and considered finer. Robusta, though less popular, contains much more caffeine.
Finland happens to be the world's coffee capital. The average Finn drinks 12 kilograms of coffee every year. America isn't even in the top 10.
In 1675, the King of England, Charles II, banned coffee houses, accusing them of being places where people met to conspire against him.
In 1932, Brazil couldn't afford to send its athletes to Los Angeles for the Olympics, so they loaded their ship full of coffee and sold it along the way.
The term cup of joe derived during II. American soldiers were known as GI Joes, and they made coffee a staple in their rations, hence cup of joe.
Espresso literally means when something is forced out in Italian. This links back to the way espresso is made, forcefully pushing boiling water through finely ground coffee.
Indeed, espresso has lesser caffeine than other types of coffee. For comparison, a single shot of espresso has approximately 63 milligrams of caffeine versus about 95 milligrams in a cup of drip coffee.
Did you know the coffee bloom is the fast release of gas that happens when hot water first hits the coffee's surface? It's a beautiful sight for coffee lovers.
Spent coffee grounds can be recycled into a nutritious compost and pesticide for your garden. It's a green way to dispose of brown drink.
It takes around 37 gallons of water to grow the coffee beans and process them to make a single cup of coffee. Talk about liquid investment.
The world's most expensive coffee, Kopi Luwak from Southeast Asia, is processed by a civet cat. The cat's digestive tract enzymes refine the beans, which are then picked from its waste.
Curiously, studies have shown that just smelling coffee can wake you up. The aroma activates genes in your brain, reducing the effects of sleep deprivation.
Approximately 2.25 billion cups of coffee are consumed worldwide daily, making it one of the most beloved beverages.
A French philosopher, Voltaire, allegedly drank 50 cups of coffee every day. Was this his secret to his prolific writings? Guess we'll never know. Coffee beans aren't beans, they're fruit pits. So a cup of coffee is really a cup of stone fruit pit tea.
Caffeine is a natural pesticide. It kills insects that try to prey on coffee plants, offering another reason why Robusta plants, which contain more caffeine, are more resistant to pests.
George Washington invented instant coffee. Not the president, but a Belgian man living in Guatemala by the name of George Washington.
Teddy Roosevelt reportedly drank a gallon of coffee every day. His son once said his father's coffee cup was more in the nature of a bathtub.
Cold brew coffee isn't the same as iced coffee. Iced coffee is just hot coffee that's been cooled, while cold brew is ground steeped in cool water for up to 24 hours.
Bach wrote an opera about coffee addiction. The Caffè Cantata is all about a woman who is addicted to coffee.
The lethal dose of caffeine is roughly 100 cups of coffee. In Turkey, bridegrooms were once required to make a promise during their wedding ceremonies to always provide their new wives with coffee. Failure to provide coffee was grounds for divorce.
In the 1600s, there was an attempt to ban coffee since it was believed to be a bitter invention of Satan. Pope Clement VIII was asked to ban it, but after having a cup, he endorsed it.
Have you heard of Death Wish coffee? It's promoted as the world's strongest coffee. Just one cup supposedly contains nearly 200% more caffeine than a typical coffee shop coffee. People who take their coffee black are more likely to exhibit psychopathic traits. At least, that's the claim from a controversial study at the University of Innsbruck.
In the 18th century, coffee was so powerful that it was used as a political bargaining chip. Frederick the Great of Prussia tried to block the import of green coffee to prevent dependence on foreign luxuries.
Thanks for riding along this caffeinated journey. Don't forget to share these intriguing coffee facts with your fellow coffee lovers. Stay curious and keep exploring.